Hey everyone, so yeah, I'm doing another video right after the video for the first game, where I am going to be taking a look at and talking about all the suits from Spider-Man Miles Morales. So let's get on with it in regards to going from the top. So the sportswear suit, I actually don't mind this suit for the most part. If you're wondering why it looks like it does, it's because Miles Morales takes place in the winter, and it's snowing, and it's fucking cold. Um, so, yeah. So basically, he has on over a Spider-Man suit, which we never get a clean look at, but over a Spider-Man suit, or at least the top of one. But the bottoms look like they're black, so I don't know. Basically, they have him have a red zip hoodie, a blue winter coat, some fingerless gloves. No idea why they're fingerless. Some gym shorts, and underneath the gym shorts, it looks like maybe some long underwear or whatever. And then some black Adidas shoes, which I don't know. They don't look like they have the Adidas branding on them, but they look like Adidas. But yeah. So yeah, aesthetically, I actually kind of like this. I do like the color variant more from the, I think it's the art book, the cover of the art book for this game, where it matches the coloring from Miles's version of this, I guess, from the Into the Spider-Verse movie. And thankfully, they did add a color variant of that into Spider-Man 2, which I'll talk about more when I get to that game. So yeah, I like him for the most part. The Great Responsibility suit. This is from the comics. Basically, I believe, isn't this a costume version of the suit? I can't remember, but for the most part, I don't mind it as an early Miles Morales suit that he only wears for a little bit. For like spider training and whatever when he's on his own. It does clearly look like it was made for Peter, and thus it doesn't fit entirely, which is fine. Still the same Adidas shoes from the sportswear suit, or at least a similar pair. No, it's a similar pair. But yeah, it's okay. I like the big expressive lenses that they did make, like, move with Miles's eye movements, which is nice. Other than that, it's okay. Spider Emblem on it's pretty nice too. The homemade suit, I actually really like this. Unlike the homemade suit from the first game that also for some reason returned in Spider-Man 2, because all of the movie suits from the first game did. This is a homemade suit I actually really like. I like the how it's made because it actually looks good on top of being practical. Whereas I don't think the homemade suit from the MCU does, because again, I think that suit was specifically made to be a joke, because of how the MCU's brand of humor is, and those Spider-Man movies in general's brand of humor. But yeah, I do like this a lot. The jacket looks nice. It's a nice red and white, and everything. It just looks cool. The mask honestly looks good, and the fact that there are that pair of goggles on top of it just makes it look nice. It doesn't look like, or it just doesn't look bad. I like the gloves for it. They're not fingerless, which is good. They have the web shooters, which is also nice, and everything. It looks like this thing has wrist cuffs too, to connect the arms of the jacket to the gloves. To have for the web shooters, which is nice, and then the like blackish, like brownish black kind of colored pants that go with the they look like they're like sweatpants with or athletic pants with that match the color of the ski mask. Just goes really well. I like the red lines that go down it, and I like the I think they're Tim's the boots, they look really nice. I have a pair of those in real life, and I really do like them. So yeah, I've had a couple pairs of boots that look like that. I don't know necessarily if they're Tim's, but I do have ones that look pretty much exactly like those, and they are nice. I like them. So yeah, this is a homemade suit that I think, one, looks practical, and two, looks good. You can do both. I don't know why you can't just do both, but anyways, in the MCU at the very least. So yeah, that's just the thing, is like, you can have a practically made homemade suit for when a Spider-Man is in his early days, or a Spider-Woman is in her early days, or whatever. A Spider-Person is in their early days, but it also looks good aesthetically. Yeah. And I like the, I don't necessarily know if it's supposed to be a webbing kind of pattern, but whatever pattern this is on the jacket, it looks pretty cool. I like it. So, yeah. I just think that this is what the homemade suit from Homecoming should have been if they wanted it to be taken seriously by more people than the ones that do. But yeah. The tracksuit. This was one of the pre-orders, early unlock suits. I do like this for the most part. I think the colors work well. I like the spider emblems on the front and back. That's honestly really nice. Just the black, red, and white just looks really good, and I like the way that they designed this. It looks like it's a version of the classic suit, but I honestly do like this. It looks like it's supposed to be a more sleeker version of Miles' classic suit, and I very much do like it. So, yeah. The animated suit. This is a similar suit to the vintage comic book suit from the first game, and I'm really surprised that this didn't return for Spider-Man 2 with the vintage comic book suit, because that didn't either. This just looks really cool. It's a cel-shaded, cartoony version of Miles' classic suit. I think from this game. They would have used that as a basis for this. And Miles, this is based on Miles' appearances in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, which I think helps it, because it just looks like that. And yeah, I think that was a good basis to have for this, and yeah, to make it different from the vintage comic book suit that Peter has in the first game. So yeah, I like how this looks. It's just a cartoony version of the classic suit. So yeah. Next, we have the Brooklyn Visions Academy suit. And again, another suit I'm kind of surprised didn't make it into Spider-Man 2. Granted, also not necessarily surprised, since there were probably other suits that they wanted to prioritize. But if they were to do a DLC pack, they should throw this in. It's just the classic suit, with a pair of headphones, a Brooklyn Visions jacket, and a backpack, as well as the Adidas shoes. This looks honestly really good. I was trying to see. But yeah, I do think this looks aesthetically pretty good. And it looks like something Miles would wear when he's, like, leaving class or something to go take care of a problem that he sees. But yeah. Crimson Cowl suit. Some people don't like this. I actually really do. It looks like it's the classic suit with a red jumpsuit thrown on top of it with a red hood as a type of cowl. And I actually really like it. I like the mostly red color scheme with black thrown on top. It honestly, to me, just looks pretty good. And, yeah, I don't really have much else to say on it. It just looks good. So, yeah. The strike suit. This is kind of divisive. Some people don't like it. Some people do. I'm kind of middle of the road on it. It's fine. I don't hate it. I actually kind of like a lot of the design aesthetics. You have the collar, the turned-up collar on it, which is interesting. The spider emblems are interesting. The gauntlets that glow are actually kind of cool. It kind of looks like, to me, like, I don't know, a molten magma version of Miles. that's basically the thing that this screams to me in regards to aesthetic. Um, and yeah, it's reflective and everything. It's actually pretty good, and I don't mind it. I don't really have any problems with it personally. I do understand why other people don't like it, though. So yeah. The end suit. This is a really good suit. This is one I had on Miles, granted, an alternate color version for most of Spider-Man 2. This suit is badass. I love it. It's just really fucking good. It's a version of Miles' classic suit with different eyes and a different spider emblem, as well as kind of a different like top to it, but with a pretty interesting jacket thrown on top with the hood up, and then an interesting sprayed-on spider emblem on the back. The gloves are also, I think, the same as the classic suit. But then you have this nice like digital camo pants, which I like. I think that goes really well with it. And the boots also match the jacket really well. I think that this design is really good, and I don't really have much else to say on it. I think that this was a good choice to pick. This is very similar to the Last Stand suit from the first game, where it comes from a comic where Miles is old and still fighting, but yeah, and has this like redesigned version of his suit. So yeah, that's honestly really cool. Miles Morales 2099 suit. This is honestly really slick. I love it. In regards to the aesthetics, they took what was on Miguel's classic black suit from the comics and everything and translated it into Miles. They basically said, what would Miles look like, or a version of Miles look like if he were transported to 2099 and had to make a suit? And this is apparently what they came up with in regards to the design and everything. And I think it looks really good. You have the 2099 type like skull spider on the front. You have the like sweatshirt hoodie kind of thing going for his thing. It also looks like he put it on over his classic suit, or like maybe just a all black version of his classic suit. And it's pretty slick. It kind of looks like a jumpsuit as well. The colors are nice. I like the like dark navy blue, the red, the white highlights, the like sky bluish kind of patterning or patterning all over it. The gloves look actually pretty nice. They kind of look like Hawkeye's gloves from the MCU. Yeah, and then there's the eyes. The eyes look sick. I love it. They're just steaming and fogging. Because it looks like they're just lighting up, and then it's like fogs all around them or something, or maybe they're emanating the fog. I don't know, but it's an interesting aesthetic and design choice. I really do like it. Then there's the wrist gauntlets for the or the wrist straps for the web shooters, which are nice, and the two fins on his arms. They just look really nice. I like it. Into the Spider-Verse suit. I love the Into the Spider-Verse movie, so this was a good suit to include in this game, and it was one that everybody thought was going to be in it. I think it was also an early unlock if you pre-ordered the game, or got the Ultimate version of it, or whatever, or Ultimate Edition. This is just a really good suit. I love it in the Into the Spider-Verse movie. Basically, it's one of Peter's classic suits, but Miles spray painted over it to make it his own, which is really cool. I like that. Because Miles in the Spider-Verse movies likes to spray paint, and he got it from his Uncle Aaron, and it was sort of a thing that they bonded over for art. Now, in the Insomniac universe, Miles likes to do stuff with music. So, you have that similarity between them where they like to work with art. So, yeah. Yeah, I just like the aesthetics of everything. It's mostly black with a red spider emblem, red shoulder things, or spider emblems, and red fingers, but they're not completely, but you can tell it's like spray painted because they're not like completely redded over or designed to be red with red or black with red fingers for the gloves. Nice red outlines for the visor. So yeah, and then red bottoms for the shoe parts of his feet. So yeah, this is pretty much translated very well from the movie, and I'm glad it's here. Glad I returned to Spider-Man 2. The classic suit. This is basically what I assume the classic suit for Miles would translate into if Miles were to be adapted into the MCU at some point, which I imagine he probably will be. He was already hinted at existing in the MCU in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and then when they had Donald Glover play Miles' Uncle Aaron, and then that version of him showed up in Across the Spider-Verse for a cameo in his Prowler suit. And yeah, this is basically what I would assume the MCU version of the suit to mainly look like. And I think the fact that Insomniac beat them to the punch is very interesting and funny. But I do like this. It is translated very well, what it seems like, from the comics and other places. And it's just a really good rendition of the suit within this game. And you can see where some of the stuff for MCU Peter came from, mainly with like the fingerless gloves and everything. You can also tell there's some things he definitely took from Peter's advanced suit in this universe, with the reflective plastic things, it looks like, on his arms and top parts of his hands and everything, and some of the lines and everything. So it basically looks like Miles threw in his own design flavor with, I think, some help from Genki. On top of that, adding some stuff from Peter's main suit and everything. So, yeah, or advanced suit, which is pretty nice. So, yeah. The Uptown Pride suit is basically just a recolor of the classic suit. You get it for doing all the side quests within Miles' community and everything. And it's basically just black and gold, which I think is actually pretty cool. Basically, it's just that. And yeah, black and gold looks really nice. It's a nice variant of the classic suit and everything. And yeah, at first I didn't really care for it, but then looking at it, I like the like triangle patterning on the gold on his shoulders and everything. Oh, and that back spider emblem looks nice, and the front one, it just looks really good. Replacing all the red with the gold, it looks really slick. I like it. Winter suit. This is basically just the classic suit with added winter garb, the leggings, the scarf, the earmuffs, and the hat. He gets this from a side quest with Haley when he first meets her and everything. And it's whatever. It's just a nice wintry edition of his classic suit. I don't really have any problems with it. It's just whatever. It's just okay. Miles Morales 2020. This is my favorite suit within the game. Period. I love this so much. The what is it? The Daft Punk kind of aesthetic where he has the helmet on that has the spider eyes. The sides of the helmet that look like headphones, which are nice, you know, and probably are, considering Miles likes music. And that's just really awesome. The like jumpsuit that he wears, with this like, I think it's lights that light up his spider emblem and the webbing that resembles the classic suit's variants of everything. Keeping that like Miles aesthetic to it and everything. I love the jacket. The jacket looks great. I love a version of this in real life. Kind of looks like it would be on Trunks from Dragon Ball. But yeah, and it has a nice color scheme. The red, I think it's like a few different reds. The like yellow accents on the or highlights or whatever on the jacket. The few different variants of either black or gray. It all just looks really damn nice, and I very much love it. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. He has this like, it looks like either a Walkman or, yeah, I think it's actually a Walkman or something or maybe a radio receiver, some shit, that plugs into the what do you call them? The headphone cable that plugs into his helmet. That's honestly really cool. So yeah, this looks like something Michael Jackson would wear, honestly, in the 80s during his Thriller phase. It kind of looks like it takes aesthetics from Michael Jackson's Beat It look, mainly the jacket, but it just looks really cool. I love this so much. There's a reason why the first New Game Plus playthrough of this game, it was in this suit. I love it. I'll probably do a New Game Plus run of Spider-Man 2 as well in this suit, because this is just really nice. I had this on for a little bit in Spider-Man 2 before I switched it for the end suit, but yeah, this is just really nice. Oh man, the like biker gloves as well, or whatever kind of gloves they are, on top of whatever he's wearing. Everything about this is just so good. I love it. This is the best suit in the game, to me. Programmable matter suit, which you get after doing all of the or getting all of the caches from the underground. I like this for the most part. I think it's actually pretty interesting. It's basically if Miles were to tinker with the programmable matter, and I think it is canon to the universe because you unlock the suit as soon as you finish the last side quest for those. I genuinely do like a lot of the design aesthetics, though. It's very crackly. It looks like because it's programmable matter, it's like nanotechnology and shit like that. It just honestly looks really cool. I like the reflective silvery kind of black shit. I like the red parts that bleed through on his hands and feet, and the spider emblem and the lenses, or the visor for his lenses, and everything. It honestly just looks pretty slick. I like it. The purple rain suit. This is basically this game's version of the Prowler's aesthetic translated into a Spider-Man suit. And considering I believe it is canon to the universe, because you have to do all of the Prowler side missions to unlock it and everything, Miles' Uncle Aaron in this game designs it for him and gifts it to him after he does the last side mission involving the Prowler. And this is honestly really cool if Miles were to take up the mantle of the Prowler. Now, if you've seen Across the Spider-Verse, that takes on a whole different meaning. But yeah, considering the last scene of that movie. But yeah, but this is honestly really interesting. It's like if Miles were to take on the aesthetic of the Prowler and try to redeem the Prowler's name or set a new thing for a new Prowler, or if like the worst were to happen and he would have to take on the Prowler's mantle for some reason, this would be a good suit for him to wear. I think it's actually pretty well done. So yeah, the red, green, and or not red, purple, green, black, and gray looks pretty good. I like it. Bodega catsuit, I could honestly take or leave it. For some reason, it has bigger eye lenses than the classic suit, which it's based on. I don't know. Sweater's okay. The undershirt is interesting. Again, with the Adidas shoes. Don't know why. It honestly kind of comes off like it's a mistake, the bigger lenses. But the thing that people like about this the most is the fact that in the backpack is Spider-Man the cat wearing a Spider-Man mask. That's cute as shit. Yeah, so it's kind of like middle of the road for me. It has some good things, some things that don't really impress me much. But yeah, Spider training suit. This is from the post-credit scene of the DLCs, or the last DLC for the first game, as well as, I believe, an early cutscene in this game. But yeah, and this is honestly okay. It's basically Miles' main like set of clothes from like the last bit, I think, of the first game. where he just has his regular, like, hoodie on, the Brooklyn Vision shirt, regular jeans, his regular shoes, doesn't have any gloves, just has a regular-ass Spider-Man mask. But, yeah, I think some web shooters that are hidden under his sleeves. But, yeah, it's okay. The advanced tech suit, I honestly really do like this. It's basically a middle ground between the classic suit and the programmable matter suit. It has a very similar, like, aesthetic to both those. I honestly do like this. This was added in a patch, I think, and this is the last suit within the game because there's a total of 20. But yeah, this was added in a patch. I think that they added it in because they wanted to have it in for launch, but couldn't quite get it done in time, so they added it in a patch. This is honestly really cool. I like it. It's a shiny version of the classic Miles suit and everything. Yeah. One thing I kind of wish was different, though, was that the lenses on the eyes, or the... Yeah, they were, like, red instead of black, because the black on black really doesn't stand out there. And, yeah, the classic suit has it, so... Yeah, and some of the other suits that are based on the classic suit have that, so I really do wish that they had retained those here instead of having the black lenses. But otherwise, I still really like the aesthetics of this. It basically kind of looks to me like it's a Miles version of the Iron Spider suit from the MCU, which is really good. And it does kind of look like an armor, but it doesn't look like a bad armor like Peter got in the first game. So, yeah. So, because there's not as many suits, in fact, how many suits are in the first game? I think, like, isn't there, like, 57, I think, suits there were in the first game? There are only 20 here, which means there are less than half. Probably a little over a third of the amount of suits that the first game has at the end of the day. And yeah. And most of these suits did return in Spider-Man 2, but I'll outline the few suits that didn't that I wish would be put in like a DLC patch or DLC pack or something. The animated suit, I really do think that this should make a return, as well as the vintage comic book suit from the first game, to have them both match. And the Uptown Pride suit. This is one I am surprised didn't return as a suit style or an alternate suit style for the classic suit. Just kind of surprised me. The Brooklyn Visions Academy suit, kind of surprised that this didn't return. On the other hand, though, also not surprised because, well, it's just his classic suit with the Brooklyn Visions Academy blazer, the backpack, and the headphones. So, again, not surprised, and the Adidas. So, yeah, not surprised at the same time. Wouldn't mind to see this come back in a DLC pack. I think the Programmable Matter suit came in. I can't remember if the Advanced Tech suit came back in, but if it didn't, want it back in. So yeah, I'll see when I get to that video, because I need to actually take a look at these suits from Spider-Man 2. So, yeah, overall, I don't think that there's a bad suit in Miles Morales. There are some suits that I think are just meh, but I don't think that there are any bad suits. In the first Spider-Man game and the second one, there are some bad suits, but not in this game. I think that they were more conservative with the ones that they chose because there's less content in the game to have for unlockables and everything. I think that they had to be really conservative with that, and I think that they made some good choices in regards to some of the more popular suits from the comics that Miles has. Plus, I don't think Miles has as many or had as many suits in the comics to adapt. Unlike with this, or unlike with maybe Spider-Man 2, or even Peter, because Peter has, like, way more history than Miles. Obviously, he has a lot more, like, suits to pick from. But yeah, Miles has only been around, I think, since, like, 2011, so, yeah, maybe 2012. So, I can understand not having as many suits to pick from. So there's more, like, original suits than comic book suits in this game, but I don't think any of the original suits are that bad. So, yeah. So, basically, guys, that is it for this video. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think if you want. So, yeah. So, links in the description to all my shit. Subscribe if you want. And I'll see you guys in the next one.